Tanker drivers across the United Kingdom are highly trained and certified, and successfully and safely load petroleum products at UK terminals hundreds of times every single day. They communicate and work closely with terminal staff, and a tanker driver could make over 100,000 hose connections to his or her vehicle over a 25-year career. The equipment used is high integrity and has high safety performance, but during tanker loading, there are many opportunities for an error to occur, with outcomes such as spilling product, overfilling a tanker pot, or even crossing over hoses and contaminating product during loading are some of the most common. This raises several questions. With so many tanker loading activities, why aren't there more accidents and incidents? And what can be done to improve an already excellent performance? Although rare, these types of accident or incident have the potential to lead to serious injury, or worse, and cause environmental damage. They are also extremely expensive. Tanker loading operations present hazards, and with every hazard there is a risk. Risk is basically the probability of that hazard being realized, someone or something being harmed, and assessing how serious that harm might be. Think of it this way. We all evaluate risk in our everyday lives. Minimizing our own human failures is actually hardwired into all of us, and we often do it without even thinking. It's what is termed our human performance. But we can all make mistakes, or we have human failures, and depending on what they are, they could have potentially catastrophic consequences. Let's look at our potential human failures at work. There are 4 types. A slip, for example. When keys are close together on a keypad, a 5 is keyed in instead of a 6. A lapse of memory or attention, for example, reading the number on a loading sheet, going to the keypad and entering the wrong data. Or a driver partway through attaching filling hoses and an emergency shutdown occurs. A distraction causes the driver to attach the wrong hose to a pot. A mistake, which in terms of human performance is about a thinking or planning error. For example, the driver checks the sight glass to confirm the pot is empty. It should be empty, but it isn't. He or she asks the question, is the ball stuck in the sight glass? It must be, because I emptied the pot on my last delivery. But did I calculate the ullage correctly? Is the sight glass faulty? If the driver makes the assumption that the sight glass is faulty, he or she may simply attempt to fill the pot on the tanker with product. A violation, or taking deliberate action that the driver knows is against good practice. Sometimes violations become habitual in that a daily routine of the delivery driver may have led to a change in his or her behavior, a deviation from what he or she knows they should do. For example, a driver uses the wrong paperwork, which indicates different pot capacities, and he or she fails to check the capacity label on the vehicle itself. It is true that some violations may occur as a procedure is poor or difficult to adhere to, or perhaps an issue occurs on the day. But whatever the circumstance, checking is a recovery mechanism which allows the driver to detect and correct any errors made earlier. Let's look a little closer. Crossover. A driver with almost 24 years' experience loaded the incorrect fuel into a pot, causing contamination. The driver noticed after less than 1,000 litres was loaded. He connected to a pot next to the required pot. The driver was aware of their own distractions and failure to focus, but did not correctly follow the procedure for dealing with this. Left on vehicle. Overfill, leading to HLCO, Overfill Protection Alarm activation. The driver had entered an amount of 85 litres left on vehicle, LOV, but the correct figure was 855. She attempted to load 4,415 litres to make the load up to 4,500. The capacity of the pot was 4,700. Overload. A driver was unable to load more than 1,100 litres into a 4,000 litre pot due to loss of earth. The driver then tried a different bay, but this still failed. He rang their company and was told there was 3,000 litres left on vehicle, LOV. The driver claimed they checked the VisiLink sight glasses, but they were dirty and so was unsure. Tanker loading activities continue to be carried out safely and reliably every day, and accidents and incidents are thankfully rare. The guidance for the training of road tanker drivers at terminals is there to help. Thanks for watching.